Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down today and take a blanket, make a little bolster shape. So roll it up or a long, narrow fold, and that's for under the hips. We're going to lay down into Supta padangusthana, and the blanket is to go just under the tailbone so that when you put your knees out wide, the thigh bones are supported on the blanket. And if you tuck the ends under, so you get a little bit extra height right in under the femur bones, it can feel really good. So if your knees are higher, maybe you need extra support or a couple of cushions or blocks. It does feel good to support the weight of the thigh bones. And the soles of the feet together. Beautiful yoga posture. And finding the breath. The feeling of curiously looking for the breath, letting all of the other activities and people and things that grab at our attention, letting them just be, but giving them no focus, and giving the focus to the breath. The feeling of rise and fall of the belly and the ribs. The feeling of flow in and out of the body through the nostrils. Mm. Good. And then we're gently going to bring the legs together and take the blanket out from underneath. So have your legs bent and hip width, feet hip width parallel, and letting your back be relaxed. And that magic alignment of sacrum, shoulder blades, and back of the head. Feeling that alignment and the flow of breath and energy along the spine. As you exhale now, press your lower back into the floor. Notice the belly hollow. As you inhale, lift your lower back away from the floor and let your belly feel spacious. So with the breath now, exhaling and pressing lower back. Inhaling and lifting lower back. tuned to your feeling of movement, of flow along the spine. Hold your lower back to the floor now. Really press it down and lift your feet off the floor and put them straight up from your hips, as straight as you can. Put your toes up. So we want to press the lower back, and you're going to drop your feet a little way towards the floor. So they're not quite over the hips, but out a little from the center of the body. And you might feel the core muscles start to engage. So we're pressing the lower back, and we're going to make just a little circle with your toes. Are you tense, feeling tense in your chest and around the neck? I am. The natural place to try to help from. So we're going to relax there. We're going to really bring the focus into the core body. Enjoying the flow of breath. And then the other direction. Placing your feet down and relaxing back and belly and shoulders. And let's take the feet up again. Press your lower back. Lower your legs a little bit more towards the floor this time. So we're trying harder, but relaxing the shoulders. And make a circle again, reaching out through the toes, but relaxing the neck. Pressing lower back. And then other direction. And release. Put your feet on the floor. Just find the supported, easeful shape of your spine. Even try and just rock your head gently from side to side. Make sure your neck is really relaxed here. And find your flow of breath. And we're going to do one more. You can either have your legs around the same position, or you can try them closer to the floor, which is harder again. We're going to bring the lower back towards the floor. Put your legs where they're going to go from and make your circle. Relaxing face and throat and shoulders. Ooh. Other direction. Ah. Ah. And relaxing. Feet back to the floor. Hip width parallel. Letting your belly relax and your back relax. Chest and throat. Let's go back to moving the spine with the breath. As you exhale, press your lower back. As you inhale, lift the lower back and relax the belly. Exhale, pressing the lower back. And inhale, lifting your lower back. Beautiful. We're going to do Supta padangusthana. So, John, you might want to move out into that other room. We're going to take the right leg and bring that into your chest. And we're going to start to straighten that leg, but you'll feel that it wants to be bent. What we want to do is bring the knee in as close to the shoulder as you can. So right knee to the right shoulder, and you can hold behind your leg here or hold your clothing. And now we're going to relax the stretch. So we just want the knee close to the chest. So the knee is bent and hold where it feels right, but relax the thigh. Feel the breath in the hip joint and the leg. So you're seeking spaciousness. Good. And when you feel nice and relaxed there, then try and straighten the leg. And rather than being forceful or directing that action with your mind, let's follow the breath through the back of the leg and look for space, look for length. See if you can keep your knee as close to your chest as you were able to get it. So we're not stretching the back here, just the leg. And the back is relaxed. We let go of tension from the torso. Ah, beautiful. We're going to keep a hold of that right leg or foot and take the leg out to the right side. So you might want to just hold with your right arm. And as that leg goes out to the side, keep the knee nice and close to the line of the chest or shoulder and let your left leg just fall out to the left side. So we've got a counterweight. Good. And keep trying to straighten that breath, but do it by curiously following the breath. Notice if there are places of real resistance in the leg, especially when it's out to the side like this, that you might be able to explore more. Great. We're going to bring the leg back to the front of the chest and then swap your hand hold so that you can take your right leg over to the left now. Bring your left knee in the direction of the right so the thighs are crossing now. The leg will want to keep moving away from the chest to let off the stretch. But we really want to explore our deepest stretch without force, more with curiosity. So we're crossing the leg across the body to the left and trying to find that space and length in the back of the leg still by following your breath there, by relaxing your torso. That's lovely. And then you're going to release that leg and put both your legs down on the floor out straight and just notice if there's any difference between your left leg and your right leg. Okay, so we'll give the other side a treat. Bring the legs back to bent and hug in your left knee. And then we're going to try and straighten that left leg and just noticing how difficult that is. There's a lot of resistance. Okay, so bend the knee again and bring the left knee closer to your left chest, as close as you can, and hold where it makes sense. Maybe holding your thigh or your leggings or your clothing or your foot. Right, so the knee is nice and close, left knee to the left chest. And you're breathing and relaxing the thigh and relaxing and relaxing. Great. All right, now we're going to try and straighten the left leg. And we're going to do it by just following the breath into that action. We're going to try and do it without bringing the knee away from the chest. So follow the breath, make space and length in the back of the leg. Ah. Okay. Now change your hand hold so you're able to take your left leg out towards the left side and keep it as straight as you can and keep your knee as close to your chest line as you can. Let your right leg fall out to the right so you've counter-weighted and you're fairly even across the pelvis. And we'll keep curiously straightening the leg, following the breath there. Ah. Oh. And then we're going to bring the leg back up to center. Swap your hand hold so you can take your left foot over to the right. See if you can keep your knee close to your chest and take the leg across your body to the right. Even make a little scissor action here with the thighs. So right knee is going to go a little to the left. Then you'll be broad across the sacrum. And again, we're straightening and reaching that leg as much as you can to the right. And do that by following the breath. Lovely. And then releasing that leg. Just put both your legs out for a moment, out straight. And hopefully you're feeling pretty relaxed across the hip. And we'll test that theory by taking happy baby pose. So pick your legs up again, reach on the inside of your legs and hold your clothes or your feet and take your knees out wide and your feet out wide and relax your back and your belly. Taking some nice deep breath. And if you like the feeling, you can rock from side to side or just keep the legs wide. Give yourself the biggest stretch that you can. Lovely. All right, and then we're going to fold the legs in, roll over, and come into forward virasana. Forward virasana, but we're going to take the knees wide as you can muster, and have the big toes touching. So really let the knees out, and then bring the bones of your spine forward. Getting familiar with the resistance of having the knees in a different place to where you would normally practice. Following breath by breath. Beautiful. Walk your hands back now. And we're going to take a kneeling or a seated position. I'm going to make a nice little high support for under my sit bones and kneel down with my feet parallel. You sit onto a high support, and it has to be high enough so that there's no pain in your knees. And if you do have pain in your knees, then sit with your feet out in front, either crossed legs or legs straight out in front. And we're going to sit tall, spine lengthening. And with the breath, we're going to lengthen the spine on the inhalation and relax the thighs down on the exhalation. It's tricky to balance those two movements. Inhaling and lengthening the spine, we want to lift up the thighs as well. But when you exhale, keep the spine lifting, but relax the front of the thigh. It's a subtle movement. If you can tune in. Okay, so now we have nice long spine, however we are sitting, and we're going to bring the arms out from the shoulders and turn your palms up. And make circles so that when you make your circle, you can reach your thumbs all the way back so that your whole range of movement is being explored. And we're going to keep the neck relaxed. And you're going to feel the muscle between your shoulder blades working here to make the circle. Notice if you're tensing your thighs again, relax them down, but lifting your spine and keeping space in your shoulder joints. Good. And then just relax your arms. And we're going to be taking the arms up and down. And I want you to be free to really move your shoulder, the roof of your shoulder and your shoulder blades. So let's just do some shrugging. Shrugging the shoulders up and down away from the ears. Shrugging. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the arms out in front and reaching up and let the roof of the shoulders move. So you're really spacious in your shoulder joints. And when you get your arms up as high as they'll go, shrug your shoulders up so you've got even more space. And maybe your arms will go back further. And then we're going to relax the shoulders down so your neck is long. Good. And then release the arms down. So we're going to do that a few times. Take your arms up, keep the shoulder joints really spacious. When you get to the top, shrug, lift your shoulders, and then take the arms back further. There's going to be more space, so we're not impinging the shoulders. Good. And then relax your shoulders, your neck, and relax your arms. A couple more. We're going to lift up. We're going to shrug. We're going to take the arms back further. Ooh, relax your shoulders and your neck, and relax your arms. And one more. Arms up, shrug, arms back, relax, and releasing. Nice work. Are you tense in your thighs again? Let's relax them and lifting the spine. Good. We're going to tuck the toes under from here. So if you're sitting out in front, you could manually give your feet a little massage. By that I mean your feet are out in front and you're going to curl your toes back and forth. So you're massaging those joints at the base of your toes. If you're kneeling, you're going to tuck your toes under. You can have your hands on the floor if it's too strong to lift your body weight over your heels. And we'll just test out that nice little stretch. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up to standing, and you might be able to stand from here without using your hands, or help yourself in a way that feels sensible to come up to standing. Nearly. All right, we're going to take a stance facing the long edge of the mat, and we're going to put the feet under the hips. Not under the hips, closer together. Classic Tadasana, inside edges of the feet touching, lifting the kneecap, reaching the fingers down, rolling your upper arms out. Lovely. We've been working on the hip flexibility. So let's just make a little circle with the legs. We're going to stand onto the left leg, and we're going to take the right knee all the way round, out in front and across and out to the side, behind, across, back to center. So keep making a nice big circle with your right knee. Let your upper body counterbalance in a way that feels fluid, intuitive, and not rigid. Not full of tension. Lacking tension. Lovely. And then we'll release that side, and we're going to put the feet back together. Classic Tadasana. And then we'll balance on the right leg and lift the left leg and make a nice big circle, the biggest range of movement that you can discover here. Whoa. Good, letting your upper body intuitively balance, counterbalance. Whoa. Okay. And feet together, Tadasana. All right, we're just going to explore that, the back part of that range of movement. So from feet together, we're going to tip the torso forward a little. Reach your right leg back behind you and be on your right tiptoes. Okay, bend your left leg a little. If you try to lift your right leg off the floor, I'm hoping that you can feel that it's your buttock muscle that's doing the lift. Sometimes we employ other muscles in the body, but let's try to isolate the feeling into that right buttock muscle. Good, and then we want to feel stable in the whole core body. So feel the belly lifting, the pelvic floor lifting, and your lower back lengthening. Nice work. And we're going to draw the circle just behind, but particularly pay attention to lifting as high as you can and taking the leg across to the left as far as you can. Exploring your range of movement here. We keep the core stable. All right, the other direction, but again, really concentrate on the lift so that you are feeling your gluteus muscle doing this work. Beautiful. Come back and stand in your classic Tadasana, inside edges of the feet together, lifting the front body, feeling spaciousness in your body, and the flow of breath. Good. We're going to tip forward the torso so you're hinged at your hip, and take your left leg back. And we've got the tiptoes on the floor. We're just making sure we've got the right leg a little bit bent, and we've got the core body really supporting. So don't let the belly just spill forward. Draw your belly muscles strongly to support your spine. Good, and then we'll lift the left leg. And can you feel the gluteus muscle doing that lift? See if you can feel that a little bit more. All right, and then a circle with that left leg, and really emphasize the movement of the lift and the across behind the right leg. and trying to feel that not so much in your back, but your gluteus muscle, the buttock muscle. Good. And then your other direction for the circle, but still emphasizing the lift behind you. Try to feel it in the gluteus muscle. Good. Neck nice and relaxed. Okay, that is lovely. Come back to standing in Tadasana with the inside edges of the feet together. Lovely. We're going to do a forward bend now. Part your feet hip width and parallel. And we'll take the arms up. We're going to hold the elbows. Arms up. Let's shrug. Make more space for your shoulders and relax your neck. Good. We're going to press the bones of the spine forward and hinge your torso forward. Imagine you had a helper, and then we're going to gently draw your elbows away from your hips. Keep drawing the elbows further and further. And if your body wants to hang down, then let that happen. But let's try and keep the bones of the spine pressing towards the front torso. If you feel like you're really rounding, relax under your hands, put them up on your shins near your knees or your thighs, and then lift your chest and look forward. So we're not rounding the spine, but rather embedding the bones forward. And finding your deep breath. Good, and we're going to let the legs start to straighten with the breath. And the bones of the spine embed further forward with the breath. The belly hollow with the breath. And maybe your hands reach the floor. And if they do, you can walk them out further. Keep space in your shoulder joints. But keep the neck long and relaxed. And explore your forward bend movement with your breath, where you can relax your spine a little bit more, where you can allow your legs to straighten a little more, where you can just be. Lovely. Bending your knees and rolling up. Let's take the arms up in front. Shrug the shoulders, make more space. Take the arms back further. And then relax the shoulders and relax the arms. Okay, we're going to step the feet out wide and a little bit wider than your own leg length. Turning your toes in. We're going to hinge forward at the hip crease again. So make a little back bend. We're nice and warmed up in the hips and legs. So we want to really pay attention to keeping the spine healthy. So the bones of the spine pressing forward and start to reach your torso forward. Bring your hands onto legs or floor to support. And press the outside edges of the feet, lift the kneecaps, lift the sit bones, lift the quadriceps. Beautiful. So feel how strong your leg foundation is. And with the breath, lengthening the spine. You might be able to walk the hands out in front, making space in the shoulders. With the breath, exploring straightening and lifting the legs and letting the spine flow. Let's walk the hands over to the left side, and we're really going to reach with the right hand. Even reach it as far as you can on the floor, and you can put your left hand on top of the right hand and hold it there and really let yourself stretch. Keep your legs strong, keep your neck relaxed. Follow the flow of breath into that movement. Lovely. Walk your hands over to the right side. Really reach with your left arm, your left hand as far as you can. And then you could place your right hand on top of the left, just holding it there and lengthening. Left ribs towards the floor. Lift the legs. Relax the neck. Follow your flow of breath. Oh, beautiful. Back to center. Great. And we're going to sit down from here. So however that makes sense, I'm going to jump into a squat and then sit. And we're going to lay down. We're going to put the legs into bamboo pose. So a blanket under the hips is very useful. And the idea of the blanket is it's in a position that helps you to press your lower back towards the floor, or it just sinks down, and your legs just balance. Now, if your legs don't balance when you put them up, if it feels like you're struggling at all in your lower back or your abdomen, put your feet on the floor. Just keep the blanket there. But if you're happy and balanced and your core is relaxed, then take your legs up. Good. And we're going to do our cactus pose. We're going to try a slightly different approach. You're going to roll your upper body to the left a little, so your right shoulder blade is free to move. Okay, so it's not impinged on the floor. And then put that right arm out in your cactus arm position. That is right elbow out from the shoulder and a 90 degree. Good. Now it's a bit harder to do the second side because you've already got that one down. But let's roll a little bit to the right and lift the left shoulder blade and then put your left elbow out from your shoulder. Okay, so I'm not sure if that helps you get your hands closer to the floor. That's not the goal. We just want the benefit of stretching in the front of the shoulder joint without causing shoulder impingement. And then just letting yourself relax. Rocking your head a little from side to side, letting any residual tension out of your neck. If you're struggling at all to hold your legs, just put your feet on the floor. Give the core of the body a real rest. Beautiful. Fold in your arms now and release your legs. We're going to cross the ankles and put them as close to the blanket as you can under your sit bones or under your buttocks and let the knees down to the floor. It's a nice little stretch for the front of the, and stretch your neck from side to side. Back to center. Good, and then crossing the other way, so pick your feet up off the floor. Bring the feet as close as you can underneath your sit bones. And then knees towards the floor. Good. And then releasing, and take your blanket out, inside edges of the feet together. Lift the hips, swing them to the left, knees go right. And we keep the left shoulder blade on the floor, look over the left shoulder. And then we're going to come straight back up. Using your core, lift your hips, swing them to the right, knees go left, and you look over your right shoulder. And then back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest, relaxing your spine. And when you're ready, you can roll over and come up to sitting. If you'd like to stay for Shavasana, I'd like to do Shavasana too, so that'll be another 10 minutes. We're going to put the legs out to straight. When you lie flat on the floor, it's a nice measure to just see how that alignment is going in the back of the body. But sometimes it really isn't the right support on its own. You might need a blanket under your thighs. If you have that feeling of residual tension in your lower back, a blanket across the mat under your thighs can be really comforting. And the other place to really check in with is your neck. Does your head comfortably reach the floor? Or does it feel like you're having to squash the back of the neck to reach the floor? And if that's the case, put in a head support. We all have different length necks. So it's easy for me to put my head on the floor, but it's not easy for someone with a shorter neck. And the head support gives you even length front and back of the throat. So we want the windpipe in its optimal shape for the breath. So be kind to yourself. Mm. As you find the flow of breath again, feel your body around that breath, letting go of tension from the places you know you habitually hold tension. Letting go of tension as you discover with the spotlight of your awareness. So that we bring our body into this state of conscious relaxation. The body as relaxed as it can be, as if in sleep. But our awareness is fully present to the breath and the sensations of the body. Starting at your toes, what are the sensations of the body? And the soles of your feet. in your ankle, in your lower leg, knee, thigh, hips, and belly. Sacrum and buttock, lower back, middle back, between your shoulder blades, and your shoulders. Your rib cage, around your heart and the collarbone. Shoulders and armpits, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrists and hands, and thumbs and fingers. The back of your neck and your throat, and the base of your skull and your scalp and your forehead. Around your eyebrows and your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, lips and tongue, jaw, feeling the flow of breath in your whole body, aware to the sensation of the whole body, breath by breath. Taking in some deep breaths now. Feeling all the little movements out of stillness, arms and legs. Rolling to your right side. And coming up to sitting. Mm. Bringing your hands together over your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.